Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a rather new candidate. I haven't been elected to any office, and I'm really a rookie running. So I'm going to be saying some things you probably will be surprised to hear tonight. But I want to introduce myself first. If you're looking for someone who can bring a different perspective to the county board, I hope you'll consider my candidacy. I've lived in Arlington for over 20 years. I've been a member in that entire time of the Columbia Forest Civic Association and the Columbia Forest Civic Area. Professionally, I spent 24 years with the U.S. Government Accountability Office as an economist working primarily on transportation issues. Since retirement from the GAO, I've done part-time consulting, and I'm a member of the professional group Transportation Research Forum. I've been a volunteer at Wakefield High, where I assisted in implementing a Toastmasters youth training program for a sophomore English class, and I also assisted a 12th grade senior writing class. Several years ago, working with the Arlington County Taxpayers Association, I made an independent analysis of residential complaints filed with the Board of Equalization, which caused the county to do a statistical review of residential assessments. For the last 3.5 years, I've been a member of the Transit Advisory Committee, where I've worked on such issues as the Columbia Streetcar Project and the transit section of the Master Transportation Plan. I testified before the board last April on the Master Transportation Plan and the streetcar project. A one-party board is exemplified by the Columbia Pike Streetcar and Master Transportation Plan, both highly expensive. The streetcar project is projected to cost between about $140 million versus $25 to $40 million for the bus rapid transit option, which is a competitive option. There were no transportation benefits of the bus. The Federal Transit Administration said no when they turned Arlington down for funding. There were $30 million in necessary costs added to the bus rapid transit, added unnecessarily. $20 million in costs were taken out of the streetcar to make the cost appear to be the same. This violated fundamental standards of project evaluation. Then justification changed to urban redevelopment for Columbia Pike. But there is development now. As anyone who drives on Columbia Pike and drives by the Walter Reed intersection, there's a huge condo going up, and other projects have already been completed near George Mason Drive. Recent Transportation Research Board report shows that development is similar for both light rail, which a streetcar is one, and bus rapid transit. In the case of the MTP, it's a 6-part plan. The goal is to move people and not vehicles, and this sounds appealingly simple. But it could cost, and likely to cost, hundreds of millions. In the first cut, which just came out a few days ago, the plan talks about $101 million for narrowing streets and reconfiguring streets. The plan says that managing demand, quote, results in a quantifiable, cost-effective benefit to the community, end quote. Sounds good, but there are consequences. If you look at the street section of Columbia Pike, 4 Mile Run, Lee Highway, and others, the staff has no idea of what the impact of narrowing roads in this term called complete streets as part of that will do to traffic. And also consider this statement. The best opportunities are to narrow 12-foot or wider lanes. This strategy maintains capacity while slowing vehicle speed. In fact, as the Federal Highway Administration has shown, that reducing a lane from 12 feet to 10 feet reduces capacity by at least 20%. Additional measures such as on-street parking and a bicycle lane will reduce capacity further. There could be a 40–50% reduction. Software is available to do analysis of delay and then determine costs, but staff has shown no interest in determining costs to compare with the benefits. Doing no impact violates standard Transportation Research Board guidelines, as I mentioned. And isn't it interesting, folks, that the board will vote on the first phase of MTP projects on November the 13th, 1 week after the election is over. Now let's take an example of Portland.
1 minute.
Portland is cited by Arlington as a city that works. In 2001, 46% of all downtown workers took transit. However, by 2005, that number had gone down by 20%, and the number taking public transportation was down to 38%. Portland, in fact, has the worst traffic congestion of any city in its size range, which is 1 to 2 million. In conclusion, my campaign is mostly nonpartisan. All transportation issues really are. I want integrity in the planning process and honesty with the public in presenting and justifying major spending issues. Neither the Master Transportation Plan nor the streetcar reflect the views of most people in this county, even though you'll hear staff say, oh, well, people like it. But there's never been a survey telling people what the facts are and asking for their opinions. In fact, the opinions really reflect the views of activists. Can we expect the board with a penchant for expensive new projects to restrain their spending? I doubt it. And I certainly hope that you'll think about this. Thank you.